Hi everyone. Okay, so before you watch my next 5 videos, it's probably best if you're familiar with my previous lucid dreaming videos. Specifically, the original 5 layers of a lucid dream video, and also the layer 0 video. Once you've watched them, come back to this one and it should make a lot more sense. Also, be warned, these next 5 videos won't be as easy to take in as my previous videos. This is definitely not for beginners, is what I'm trying to say, and therefore I'll be talking as if you're an experienced aeronaut. Layer 0 is a layer of lucidity that's always fascinated me, and I found it to be just as poignant and thought-provoking as the higher layers. Also, I believe this to be a layer that everyone in the whole world has experienced at least once in their lifetime, and therefore is something that everyone can relate to. There's 2 different variations to this layer, and what I'm going to do now is just quickly explain what exactly these different variations entail. Okay, so first off we have layer 0 minor. This is when you engage in lucid dream discussion with dream characters without actually becoming lucid. For example, I once dreamt that I was in a beautifully exquisite classroom being taught about lucid dreaming by some sort of angelic looking character. But not at any point, even though the main topic was about lucid dreaming, did I realise that I was dreaming right there and then. It could also be as simple as just seeing something that's related to lucid dreaming without actually becoming lucid. For example, I once dreamt that I was walking down the street and across the road from me I saw a guy carrying the book Exploring the World of Lucid Dreaming by Stephen LaBerge in their hands. Then proceeded to confront the person and say, hiya, I'm into the same kind of stuff as you, really interested in this subject matter. What then proceeded was a full-fledged discussion on lucid dreaming in my dream state with this dream character without actually becoming lucid. And it's almost ironic in a way, isn't it? So what that example shows is both elements of layer 0 minor in action within the same scenario. Me seeing the book and then me talking about the book. Either one or both of these factors can be present for it to classify as a 0 minor experience. And another thing I'd also like to add is that technically you don't even have to speak out loud with another dream character for it to classify as 0 minor. What I mean by that is, for example, often in dreams I'll think to myself, I hope I become lucid tonight, without ever realising I was already in a dream whilst thinking it. So as you can see, even within one variation of one particular layer, there can be lots of nuances. So keep an eye out for them, and who knows, I'm sure you'll find even more along the way. Okay then, secondly we have layer 0 major. This is when you get the sense that something doesn't feel quite right whilst in the dream, but yet you never go as far as truly understanding why things don't feel right. So you may have the sense that there are no consequences to your actions, no repercussions of any sort. For example, I once dreamt that I was throwing myself into the way of oncoming traffic without any sort of fear of being injured or killed. In my waking life, I'd obviously be aware of the consequences and would never do such a thing in the first place. But during a 0 major dream, there's this strange sort of awareness that what you're doing is locked directly into that experience right there and then. And you know that it won't affect the future in any sort of way. Yet you still won't truly grasp why it won't affect the future. Another feeling that's often sensed during a 0 major dream is the understanding that you can stop the experience at any time you want. For example, in my dreams I'll often get the sense that I can reset what I'm doing and start over again. In some dreams it even goes as far as me having a reset button where my belly button should be. Also, as a child I used to have a technique where I could wake myself up if I was having a nightmare. And again, this would also fall into the region of zero major, because not at any point did I truly realise that what I was experiencing was just a nightmare, just a dream. Instead, all I felt was the vague, lingering sense that I had some sort of heightened control over what I was currently experiencing. All I'd have to do was blink down very hard and I'd leave the dream state and return to waking life almost instantly. These kind of experiences are literally on the brink of lucidity and non-lucidity. So once you start having dreams of this nature, you know you're on the right track. To advance through to the higher layers of lucidity, you need to learn how to do something that I've termed as breaking through. This is something I'll go into more detail about in the next video. So there we have it. That's the basics of what Layer Zero is all about, and hopefully now you'll be able to recognise when you've had an experience of this nature, and also be able to discern between the nuances of the layer. As I mentioned earlier, I'm on a constant search for more intricacies and subtle differences within each layer. So, please don't hesitate to send me a message or a comment if you discover more yourself.